Ladies and gentlemen, smaller is sometimes better. And in this Red Gamer Titcom video, we're going to be exploring one area where this is definitely the case, and that would be process sizes. We all know at the moment the 28nm is going the way of the dodo, and we're all very much looking forward to 16nm Nirvana. However, that is of course not the end goal by any stretch of the imagination, and Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, known as TSMC, and thank God for that acronym, may I add, are one of the leading players in the industry. They produce GPUs and CPUs for many of companies, including of course AMD and even Nvidia, and the company have just recently broken ground back in June for 10nm. Now, they are planning to ramp up trial productions in the second half of 2016 for 10nm, and they are now very confident. They say they're on track, and this is via a press release, they are on track to do just that. Now, what this means, via a new fabrication facility known as Fab 15, they are going to be basing this on 300mm. In theory, and of course theory is always sometimes different from reality, but by some point in 2017 they should be ready for products to be released to the general public, in other words on store shelves. Now, TSMC's 10nm FinFet will have about 120% higher transistor density, and this is compared to their own 16nm FinFet process. This means, in extension to that, you should be able to enjoy 15% higher frequencies of the same power and 35% lower power consumption if you decide to stay at the same frequency and also at the same level of complexity, which is obviously the main reason why GPU, CPU manufacturers want to get to smaller process sizes, so things can run either faster or they can suck up less energy, which is obviously great for either desktop use or in some cases for mobile use. If you believe them, they're also saying that they're going to move all the way down to just 7nm by some point in 2018. There is of course a possibility it could slip to 2019. I say that because shrinking down to such small process sizes has been a bit of a problem. With that said, TSMC's 16FF is more the equivalent of 20nm, so theoretically 10nm from them should be equivalent to about 14nm in terms of level of complexity, but the market doesn't really care necessarily about the quality of the chips, so I don't really think it's going to be a big deal. When one thinks about it, however, there is a massive whale that is gobbling up orders at the moment, and the name is Samsung. Samsung have really deep pockets. Now, the problem with Samsung is that they've gotten to the stage where they're even producing for, let's say, Apple. And that's obviously a big deal, because you're literally producing chips for one of your biggest rivals. GPU manufacturers have traditionally stayed with TSMC, but what TSMC don't want is a situation where they quite literally are not being competitive in the eyes of their customers. And remember, their customers are not you and I. No. We are the customers of AMD or Nvidia or Intel or whichever other company you happen to be buying a product from. At the end of the day, TSMC, their customers are AMD, are Nvidia. And so at the end of the day, they obviously need to make sure that their products are able to run as good as possible and the best as possible. And with the rather ridiculous demands of the complexity of modern day GPUs, I mean, we're not just talking about a few hundred million, we're talking billions of transistors, literally ever increasing design complexity. Unfortunately, the only thing to do is to start shrinking. Eventually, of course, we will move from the traditional silicon and other materials which chips are made from, and we could well be moving to something else. As we all know, there are problems, as I've just mentioned, with keep shrinking things down, but for now we are stuck on what we are. So I guess it's possible, and I'm obviously giving a little bit of the conjectures here, it's possible that Zen will be on 16nm, but 10nm could be for Zen Plus. Now, I say that based upon the timings of the chip, but at the end of the day, it's all really up in the air at the moment. And it does appear that AMD Zen will be released at some point, probably mid next year. That's from the leaks and the speculation. So Zen Plus logically won't be released in 2017. It'll probably be 2018, at least according to AMD's internal leaked roadmaps. But once again, how much stock do you put in a leaked roadmap when they even say in the leak of the roadmap, you know, all of this is just kind of pie in the sky, subject to change, and basically, you know, Mickey and Donald are dancing down the street together because it's pretty much best case scenarios, to be quite honest, in most cases. But with that said, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. It's been a bit of an odd one, this one. I think my energy levels are kind of flagging, so it's a bit difficult. But anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed it. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.